Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. So, you know what I've recognized? People are mean. And the funny thing is they come to the internet to do that, to be mean and disrespectful to themselves. And they don't see that as a part of their reality. They really do think that this is a whole little alternate world. The problem is that they spend so much time here that the way that they treat and think about people rubs off in the real world. And so there are a lot of people who have made this their entire everything. I mean, if you did the screen time report, you'd realize you're on it 10, 15 hours a day, which is astronomical. If you're awake, your screen is on. And so are you really living your life if this thing has to be attached to your face like that? No, which is the reason why a lot of people, they no longer know how to live. They don't know how to have friendships. They don't know how to be in relationships. They see their family connections completely obliterate and they don't know what to do about it. Well, the internet's not teaching you that. And in all likelihood, if you come here to pick on people and absolutely, be judgmental and try to break them down, you're not learning the proper characteristics to build anything up here. And so what a lot of, again, don't recognize is when you come here constantly breaking, you don't turn that off when the phone goes off. In fact, the phone's not actually going off. And so a lot of people, they're not able to switch from I'm being negative, I'm talking about people I don't even know, to I can be a positive and good person. It just doesn't happen like that. Are you Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? No. So at one point, you're going to become a consistent human being doing this. And so a lot of people have become consistently negative and they don't even realize it. They've become consistently judgmental. They can't sit there and listen to the opinion or even read about it. They've got to find something to find wrong and judgment with it. And then again, they take that to real life, and people, they don't want to be judged in real life. They just want to be loved. All this starts because there's this one particular person who commented on Ivanka Trump. Now, I'm not political and all this other good stuff. I'm a God girl. God's in control. And they say something about Donald Trump. Why don't you her dad? Here's the thing. You wouldn't go up to a person in a grocery store and if you saw something wrong with them, be like, and why don't you? That's just not the way that we function. And they try to say that the internet is not real life, but it is. It is. Like I say, the same way that you're functioning here, people are taking out into the world. You'd be surprised. You look at women who do like the OnlyFans and stuff, but you go stand on the corner of Figueroa and Sunset in LA. No, this is the wild, wild west where you can be this very negative, evil, disrespecting to yourself person. At a certain point, it switches over. If you spend so much time here doing that, being negative, being evil, being disrespectful to you and others, it's going to show up when you actually turn the screen off because you're now programming yourself to think that it's okay to be like this. And so instead of fighting off when you get these little revelations, these little mirror moments, why don't you just accept what's taking place? Something, God, the universe, whatever it is that you want to call it right now, we're going to switch over to God later. But since people, they understand it from a universe perspective, something, the Lord is stirring you to not go down this further path of being this negative human being. That's it. Wake up to that. Don't fight against it, or else you're going to end up with the life that negativity brings. That's why I'm still working on my series on what Satan does. People are not aware. God can't spare you from the consequences of doing all this negative stuff your entire life. At a certain point, you keep doing stuff that's divisive and disconnected, you're going to start experiencing a very divisive and disconnected world. If you don't come into one, if you spend 15 hours of your day being negative and without love, you don't just turn that off and become Mary Poppins and have all these people to dote on. It just doesn't work that way. So a lot of people need to pay attention to just how often they come here to be mean. And realize that at some point, the same things that you're doing here, you're doing in the world. And to really evaluate, am I living the life that says I'm not nice and I'm not easy to get along with? If there's nobody around there that you could pick up the phone and have at least a 5-minute long conversation with, it says more about you than you think or that you're willing to allow. So yeah, we have definitely used the internet as a place where we go to be very negative individuals and even flat out disrespect ourselves. There are things you wouldn't say or send to, your mom, but it's okay, put them on Instagram. And you really have to check that out. I think you're being lulled into a life of what Satan wants you to do. Have a blessed day, you guys.